Okay, the following is a tutorial of the item inquiry feature of eRegister 400. You'll see it listed here on the sales menu as number 3. So I'm going to type in 3 and press enter. You can also access the item inquiry from a number of places throughout the system when you're prompted for an item number. So here this allows me to search for an item by description, item number, stock positioning, the item style, the vendor number, and the vendor style. First I'm just going to pull up an item by its item number. So I'm going to press tab and type in the item number, or I could scan the barcode here as well. I'll press enter. Now it pulls up all the information about that item. You'll see at the top, this is the item number, this is the description, this is the stock positioning breakdown, basically your department categories that this item falls under, and if applicable, these other fields like style, season code, warehouse location. Some of these are required fields, some of them are not. You'll see here's my current selling price is $5.99. If it was on sale, this would show the markdown price here. Again, some of these fields I'll go into greater depth in the item maintenance. But here, the important thing in item inquiry is obviously this is where you can see what your on-hand value and your on-order value are in the system. So I can see that at this location we have 68 of these on hand. Across all locations we have 82. And if you're using a min-max ordering system in eRegister, those values would show here. Along the bottom we have a number of functions. One of them is to press F5 to view more about this on-hand value. So if I press F5, you'll see we have 68 at the North Plainfield location and 14 at the Paramus location. If I press F3, it brings me back to this main inquiry screen. I can press F6 to see an extended description if there is one for the item. In this case it's shown right there. I'll press F3. I can print a barcode directly from here by pressing F10. It'll prompt me for the number of labels I would like to print, the tag type, whether or not I want to include list and selling prices, and what type of barcode. By default, these are generally acceptable, but you could possibly try different tag types. I'm going to press F3. We can see a sales history for this item by pressing F13. First it'll bring up a summary showing the last 24 months. So in the last 2 months I've sold a total of 29 items. I can see more detail on this by pressing F10. And it'll show every single transaction that this item was sold on, letting me know what employee number sold it, what customer purchased the item, and how much they spent for it, and so on. So I'm going to press F3. I can also see a receivings history by pressing F14 to let me know what PO it was received under. In this case, it was received under a miscellaneous item, vendor rather, the date that it was ordered, the date that it was received, the quantity received, and so on. Press F3, bring me back to the main inquiry. I can press F15, which shows me any adjustments that were done to the quantity on hand for this item. You'll see that the employee, Computers Innovative, has adjusted the inventory a couple of times today, just for this demonstration purposes. But this is where you can keep track of who might have changed the on-hand value. I can press F3, bring me back to transfers here with F16. Transfers, if you're transferring inventory from one store to another, I can see that a quick transfer type was done from store 1 to store 2, who requested it, who sent it, and who received it, and on what dates. Press F3. View is a feature that allows me to view a picture of the item. In order to view an item, I'm going to go back and type in an item number that has an image associated with it. So if I go down and press the F20 view function, the system will look at the associated path for that item number and pull up an image of the product. This is just a picture of something that doesn't associate necessarily with that SKU number, but it's just for the purposes of this demonstration. So I can click on close. And by the way, if you did want to use the view function, you'd have to save your product numbers, your images rather, as the product number .jpg in your ITMISNCL images folder, and there can be more discussed or more about how to set that up in the image viewer maintenance. But this is how you could view the item if you did have a stored image for it. Nothing else really here other than you can page up and down through the item database sequentially by item number. So if I hit F12, it'll go to the next item. Okay, I can press F3 to search again, and I'll demonstrate a little bit about how you can search by description. For instance, I can type in any part of a description. Let's say I type in jewel, and I'll clear out the item number. Notice right here it says enter one of the following. I'm going to just enter a description of jewel. It'll search for any items that have jewel in the text, and here you'll see jewel, 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 jewel. And from here I can see what departments they're in, what vendor, what price, on hand, and I can choose an item by typing in the line number. Let's say I type in 7 and press enter, and it pulls up that item. I can press F3 to search again. I can narrow my search. Let's say I got something like that. Okay, and now it found something that has that in the description. Press F3. Here I can go down to search by stock positioning. Say I only want to show items that are in department 4. Okay, so you see that narrowed that search down. Press F3. And so on with style, vendor number, and vendor style. You can continue to narrow your search down in any of these ways. If you're not sure what a vendor number is, I can tab to vendor number and use the F7 search function. That'll let me search for vendor name. I can type in H and it'll pull up my vendors starting with H. I can choose one, or I can also add a vendor from here. But I'll get more into that in vendor maintenance. Hit 8 and press field plus, and now it populates my vendor number with that vendor's number, and I don't have any items for that particular one, but if I had, it would list those items. So I'll press F3 and F3 again, and that is item inquiry in eRegister 400.